Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive talking nerd, John Norgrove. We've got Wife here. This is another review Jive. Yes, we are shooting this first thing in the morning. No, it wasn't because I was just so tired and so drunk last night that I didn't want to do anything.
It probably
That's clearly
was.
not the case.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Busted!
It's fine. This is going to be a quick one anyway, mostly because the less I have to mispronounce these Chinese words, the better.
Oh, boy.
I apologize for my mispronunciation. It's been a very, very long time since I frequented Mandarin. Yeah. So, this is Review Jive. Last night, we watched this movie on Netflix called Ne Zha. So, we watched it in Mandarin with English subtitles, although it is available with English dubbing. I just don't like English dubbing. I prefer to listen to it in its original language. So, you know, if you're not a subtitle person, that's fine. You'll still be able to watch this. Again, we watched this on Netflix. It's called Ne Zha. And I'm going to read you the descriptor. This was clearly, like, I feel like this was clearly Google translated, and you'll see why. The premise extracts a mixed wand bead into spirit bead and a demon bead. The spirit bead can be reincarnated in human to help King Zhao establish a new dynasty. The demon bead will create a devil and harm human. Ne Zha is the one who should be spirit bead hero, but he becomes a devil incarnate because the spirit bead and the demon bead is switched.
I mean, that does explain it, but that definitely sounds like 100% Google
what
Translate.
happens. But that is rough. That is rough English. Okay, so so this movie is follows like Chinese deities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we follow the character Ne Zha, who is the wife of this. He's like a protector of the realm sort of person.
That's the kid. The dad is
Well, so the wife is having a baby, right? And she and her husband are both protectors of the realm.
Yeah.
Right? They like kill demons to protect humans in some pass.
Yeah.
And
it is vague past. Vaguely old.
Yeah, old time Chinese stuff. So one of the, like, king of the gods disciples, he's this, like, fat, silly man. Oh. He rides a pig. He's the best. Fucking best.
And so is the pig.
All right?
And
the pig is amazing. It flies with its little ears. All right?
Guys, it's so fat.
So, like, chaos, basically, is split in half into demon energy and, like, spirit energy. Right? And then they're put into beads, and they're put into this, like, armored lotus blossom kind of container.
For, like, safekeeping.
And then when the lady is having a baby, they've decided that they're going to put the spirit bead into this baby, right? So it can become, like, the next god emperor or whatever.
Yeah.
But there is, like, the god of the kings has another disciple who's, like, fucking definitely evil. Yeah. I don't know if this is like God of the Kings knows what's going to end up, or if King of the Gods, knows what's going to end up, or if like King of the Gods is just, I don't know, vaguely doesn't give a shit about what's happening.
This guy is like
Jafar. Yeah, he's like
Jafar.
He's like slim and like wily, and he's always doing a hand thing.
Does, it's so Jafar. Now that's
when you're doing this all the time in the background, you're fucking bad.
They're not trying to rip off on Jafar or make like a link to Jafar.
Not at all. No,
but
it's
this
just
guy, you're
American colloquialism.
Could this be Jafar's brother from another mother?
Yeah, this is just Chinese Jafar. But so this guy decides to like fuck with some shit. He steals one of the beads. Right. Well, he has one of his minions steal one of the beads.
The spirit bead, specifically.
And he steals the spirit bead. All right. And in the process of stealing the spirit bead, the like big stone spell that they set up to imbue the energy from the bead into this pregnant lady's unborn baby, they slam in the demon bead. They're just like, slam.
Yeah.
Wow. And then they just bounce, right?
Which is definitely not what they wanted, right?
No.
They wanted to keep the demon bead in the lotus and put the spirit bead into the baby.
Yeah. So
now that the
baby now has the demon bead, so it's all full of demon energy. It comes out and is just a head bouncing around, scaring villagers. And then it is consumed with fire and becomes a baby.
A child.
Yeah, a child. Like a very, very small 3-year-old is probably the best descriptor.
Yeah.
And then that thing starts like murder. It's just like, what's up? Fireballs! Just blowing up shit in town.
Definitely acting a little demon.
Yeah, he's like very
terrible twos. Nonsense.
So they throw this cosmic ring, which is badass. They put this like cosmic ring on his neck. It's basically like a solid brass like necklace that goes around his neck. That's made out of like koi fish.
Yeah.
Or something, and they so they put that on him, and that like suppresses 90% of the demon.
Most of the demon.
Mostly demon.
But even with 90% being suppressed, this kid is still
dick.
A monster.
Oh my
and a
God.
little brat and everything.
Yeah.
So the dad, so there's also part of it that's like a prophecy that talks about how the kid will die basically on his 3rd birthday.
Yeah.
Because he's going to turn full demon and there's going to be a massacre and his parents are going to die.
The king of the gods.
Right? So
the king of the
parents
gods
are like, this is not okay.
The parents aren't intent to die here.
Yeah.
So this isn't really like a. It's portrayed sort of like it's not like a legend, but sort of like on his 3rd birthday he's gonna die. That's not. Everybody knows with absolute precision that's involved in this. This kid's dying on his 3rd birthday because King of the Gods just cursed that bead so that way after 3 years of being alive, that bead is gonna be struck by like. Cosmic lightning and just murdered. So that's how that works, right? So the parents are like, all right, well, dad's like, I'm gonna go talk to this guy, try to cancel that lightning spell, see what we can do there. The mom's like, all right, well, I'm gonna love my kid because like he's a demon and a little bit of a prick, but he's still my kid. So the dad and the fat spirit man decide to go up to heaven. There's a thing about how time moves differently in heaven than on earth. And so they're gone for like a year. So it jumps forward a year and we can see this kid after a year. And basically mom, like on a regular basis, has to leave the castle to go and fight monsters to like save the humans. And so she doesn't get to spend a lot of time with her kid. Her kid's kind of an angsty butt about that.
And he's about like the age of like what a 7 or 8 year old would be at this point.
Yeah, sort of.
Like, he's still only a year old, but he's really...
Yeah, everybody's... Closer. There's no logic in the, like, framing of time in this, so that's fine. So then the like, kid gets upset about the mom doesn't want to play with him and all this kind of stuff, and there's a lot of... This movie has a lot of fucking feels, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Really
But it's also
really
got a lot
feels.
of jokes.
Oh,
it's got
man.
a lot of, like, little tongue-in-cheek
Let me tell you what,
It's
the
very
comedic
funny.
timing in this movie is, like, fucking...
Yeah.
Bang on.
And also, all the action scenes are immaculate. It is fantastic. So, the thing about it is they're trying to train the kid to be less of a demon so that, like, maybe they can get the King of the Gods to, like,
and they tell him that he's a good guy.
So they try to make it so that the kid is going to be trained right. You know, people aren't evil. You know, people aren't born evil. They're made evil, that kind of an argument. And let me tell you, they have a difficult time. There's like a painting that they go and like train the kid in, and the kid learns all kinds of spells.
But like super fast because he's like wicked smart and he's better at learning things than everybody, and all this kind of stuff. So whatever. Come to find out that the bad guy teamed up with the dragons who are trapped down in this eternal prison that holds back like all the ultra bad malevolent spirits and demons and whatnot. And so they take a dragon egg and imbue it with the spirit bead, and they're like, all right, this is the plan. We're gonna have you go to Earth after this fucking kid's dead, and be like, look at me, like as this kid rampages on his 3rd birthday, and you're gonna like save the day, slide into everybody's fucking DMs, be the cool cat. They're gonna want you to be the next King of the Gods or whatever, and then you'll be able to set the dragons free. Bob's your fucking uncle. Freedom for everybody. And this kid, right, the half dragon, half spirit bead kid, is the whole time very like that seems kind of evil, but I mean, yeah, the dragons are trapped down here, so I guess.
Yeah, actually, the dragon part I found was kind of heartbreaking because there's this segment where the dragons are talking about like why they are where they are, and they're underwater, and there's like all these pillars, you know, underwater, and there's like chains, and all these dragons are basically holding back all of these like monsters, and like not just demons, but like some real bad
like Greek
Cthulhu
Titans,
stuff.
Like if you think about the Titans in Greece, how they went down to, you know, they were caged down wherever the fuck.
It's exactly like very
that.
much like that.
You know, except when
and
they got dragons holding
like,
them, they're trapped.
Yeah,
because it takes the energy of all the dragons, right,
to hold
it back.
So they can't leave either. So basically, they were like the gods were like, "Yo, this is bad. Like, we need your guys' help to, like, defeat these monsters and hold them in place so that, like, you know, the world doesn't end." So the dragons were like, "All right, bro, we got you." So they did that, and then the pantheon of the gods basically are just like, "Have fun down there. Goodbye, guys." So it's heartbreaking because the dragons are like, "Yo, we did the right thing, and we're basically in prison for this." So the kids got, like, a lot of like qualms about this because you know, he sees his people, the dragons, like down here and they're stuck, but also he doesn't really want to do bad things. So you're seeing this kid who, by the way, it's Ao Bing, I think, is like is very, very dope. He's got like a super cool outfit. He's like
Dude, he's like
Neo plus like an elf, basically.
He's like elven Chinese dragon Neo.
Yeah, it's
fucking absurd.
Cool.
He's also okay, first of all, the fighting animation in this movie is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
They did such a good job. I mean, like, if you told me that this movie's fighting animations were just mocaps of actual martial artists fighting,
I'd
be like, yeah, of course. I mean, just the way, especially with Ao Bing, because so Ne Zha is very like anger driven and like fire and red and hate,
and Ao Bing is very water.
And he wants to be loved and he wants to have friends and he just wants to play with people, but he doesn't. He's quick to anger and he doesn't communicate what the fuck is going on. This is another one of those goddamn movies where, like, if you just used your stupid mouth and told people what was happening, then nobody would be upset. Like, 80% of this movie would be solved by people being by either fucking Ne Zha or Ao Bing or or his father just being like, "Everybody shut the fuck up. He rescued somebody. You're all wrong."
Yeah.
Or like, "Everybody shut the fuck up. He's a fucking baby." Like, yeah, he's a baby with superpowers. Still a baby. Give him a fucking second.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, again, it's one of those movies, but
so it's
I guess that's modern.
Like, kind of the battle versus good and evil. Ao Bing and Ne Zha become friends.
Yeah.
And then Ao Bing finds out who Ne Zha is and what he's supposed to do and is incredibly conflicted by this. But Ne Zha does not know what all this stuff is about it. He just thinks that Ao Bing is his friend. So it's really got like a lot of I mean, I want to say temporally relevant, but really the issues that this movie grasps on the deeper level are not just temporally relevant to now in civil unrest pandemic times, but also like throughout the whole of time. Like, these are, you know, big things that people think about and have to come up against.
Like a lot of ancient stories, whether biblical or Greek or Norse or Chinese or Japanese or fucking anything, right? They're there to teach you a moral lesson.
Yeah.
Right? And this, again, this is, in its purest sense, a morality play.
Yeah.
About, you know, do you follow the path set forth to you by your upbringing or by your nature, or do you build the path on which you're going to walk? Yeah. You know, your destiny is your own. You are your own person. You own your body. You own your actions. You own your speech, and you own your decisions. And if you make these decisions and you do them in the right way, and you act with respect and with kindness and with care for the people around you, then the people around you are going to treat you with respect and kindness and care, right? You're not just whatever you were born as, which, yeah, okay, fine. That sounds very focused with regard to everything that's going on right now, and that's not the point that I'm trying to make here. But it's just, I mean, this is the morality play, right? This is a morality play with regard to, do you accept what everybody expects you to be, or do you rise above that and you become something better? Right? Yeah. And I mean, the story is, does Ne Zha become the demon that everybody expects him to be, or does he rise above it and try to basically like save the world? Yeah. You know, and I don't want to go into how the movie ends, because you should just go fucking see this.
Is super good.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna give this
spoilers.
I'm gonna give this legitimately 5 out of 5.
I'm gonna give this also 5 spirit pearls out of 5 spirit pearls.
There's no. Yeah. There's like. I honestly can't think of something where I'm like this was dumb writing, or like this is whatever. And
or
I mean,
wish
like,
they would have done that.
I don't know enough about the like historical accuracy of it, but again, it's a movie really presented in the guise of like a Pixar or Disney or Discovery, or like Discovery Networks, or you know, so it's very Pixar, Disney, in the sense that it's animated and it's fun and it's got jokes and it's got bright colors and it's for kids, but it still has the necessary moral quandaries and like adult theming and jokes and like necessary violence in the combat for an adult to appreciate it as well. Yeah. The fucking cinematography is great. It's got good music. All the because we listened to it in the original Mandarin, I can't speak to the American voice actors, but the Mandarin voice actors were fantastic. Yeah. The comedic timing is amazing. I mean, it is so self-referential. It's so self-aware. It's so smart with its comedy. You know, I mean, I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, we will definitely watch it again, and it looks like there is a
sequel.
Second movie.
This movie came out in 2019, and a sequel came out in February of 2020 in China. The sequel is available only to pay for on YouTube is what I've been able to find so far. So if you know about where the sequel can be streamed,
so we're going to search that out, and we're absolutely going to watch that.
I'll probably rent the sequel like either tonight or over the weekend, and we'll watch that. So look forward to that review as well. But yeah, I mean, you know what? If you want that like fun action Disney, I mean, this reminded me a lot of like any of the like Disney superhero movies, or or any of the like Pixar sort of action, you know, like what's the one with the dog Bolt, or any of those where it's like it's action and there's fighting and there's drama and you know risk and all this, but you know there's just such solid comedy and there's that degree of levity and childishness,
and the
and
animation was just gorgeous. Oh my god. Everything about the animation was beautiful. Oh my god. I think we should probably wrap up, because otherwise we're just going to keep talking.
Yeah, we're just going to keep talking.
We love it.
We're going to
just love it so much. Watch it.
So go watch this movie. I've been John Orgrove. This has been Wife. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share this video, subscribe to this channel, do all that kind of dibbly shit. This has been Review Jive. We watched Ne Zha, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Cheers.